Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Carpo. Well, today I'm going to make a video about overcoming shit that happens to us in life. I've tried to make a few videos over the last week, and I made them about various subjects, certain things I've been reading or learning about or whatnot, and I just couldn't do it. I really just couldn't, with a straight face, just make a random video talking about a subject when I've got so much shit coming down on my head. I feel like it's better to just get that out there, and by not necessarily complaining about my own problems or issues, but rather trying to find a way to turn a positive leaf for it. Let me rephrase that, to turn it into something useful and positive, what I'm going through, which, you know, we all go through various things in our life. Some people are, whenever I think of my problems, I just think, well, there's some people out there who are dying of cancer right now, so, you know, it could always be worse, and I know that that's not always a good, comparison to, say, well, it could be worse, because that holds us back also from trying harder, because it's the same way like when we're poor and broke all our lives and we think, well, it could be worse, at least I can eat, at least I have food, but we don't ever want to move forward and get more out of life, not monetarily necessarily, just doing more things in life because we figure it's good enough. And same thing with relationships. People settle with people because it's good enough, and maybe they're in an abusive relationship, and it's just on and on. We have all types of different issues, but it's really important to, as the phoenix, rising from the ashes. Every time we have something happen to us, it's good for us to step up and utilize that for something good. I mean, I don't like losing out on my business or having issues with all kinds of problems. Like Customs sent me a letter yesterday that they'd seized one of my packages, which the first one I'd ever really ordered from overseas. It had been delayed for about like 3 months, and they're giving me this big runaround about it. And this was like later, a couple hours after the worst day that basically I've had in a decade. In decades, I can't think back, to anything really more heartbreaking. But yesterday morning, I woke up and my dog had been whimpering, and I'd heard him whimper in the hallway a little bit by my door around 4 a.m. And I just knew something was up. He's 15 and he's getting old. His hips are giving out, and he's not doing too well. And he was like my buddy, He's my dog. And he was in a Akita, I think an Akita Norwegian elk hound mutt. But we were never quite sure. We just knew he was part Akita. And just the most loyal, awesome dog. And he was a people dog, not even a dog dog. You'd take him to the dog park, he'd run to the people. It was just, he was the funniest thing. And he never would listen. He'd always book and run off. And I'd have to chase him down, literally, like with the first year I had him. One time I had to ride after him with my bicycle and jump off my bike and tackle him. He was that bad. It wasn't that he was running away. He was just laughing at me. He'd just prance around. He'd wait for me and then take off. And he was the most awesome dog. And we gave him a good life, but it was kind of sudden. I knew he was going to go soon, and I was worried about it. I'd mentioned that recently, that in a video, that my dog was getting old. Well, he was just laying by the back door when I woke up. Because after I heard him whimper, I kind of let him out in the garage, and then I got up a couple hours later, and he's like laying by the door, and he's not moving, and he's breathing deep. He's not moving fast. And I knew something was up, and I know the signs when an animal's dying, and instantly I just broke down. I bawled. I haven't cried like that in years. I don't even remember ever crying like that, except when maybe after my father died, a few months later, I finally broke down after hearing a song, Nice and White Satin. And coincidentally enough, that song came on randomly on a YouTube while it was just playing, on random, and I hadn't heard it forever, and it was like just a few hours after he'd passed. Well, the story, yeah, he was fading out. He kind of wandered to a couple different spots, and then finally he went to the middle of the living room, and pretty much it was like more like in the middle of the walkway between the kitchen, but he just laid there and slowly died. And finally, when I came up and touched his head one last time, he just took a breath and just passed. And it was heartbreaking. Our whole family was just devastated. My wife and me and our oldest son, who is 22, so we are 23. But our youngest kids are 5 and 8, and they didn't quite understand it. They knew he was dead, and our cat died like 2 months ago out of the blue, and it was another random thing. But this time I knew he was getting old, but I did not think he was just going to pass away one day, and it was just blew my mind. And I'm still recovering. It was yesterday morning, so I didn't want to take him down to some crappy place like I did with my other dog. We had this huge Shar-Pei mix. She was just a brute, and we took her in when she was old because she was abused, and she was just the sweetest dog. We took her down and had her, turn to ash and then spread her ashes because she was a big dog. But Juno had to be buried in the yard, and we had to dig a super deep hole. And it was just having that connection. I decided we'd put him dead center in the garden, and then plant a juniper tree, because we used to call him Juniper because we called him Juno Bear, and then it'd be Juniper because we were joking around about a dogwood, and then my son and I both said Juniper, and so it was just destined to be. And it's when these things happen to us, all these things compound, and it's important that we talk about them, get them out. Even me in this video here, it's just my way of really just, I don't want to burden any individual with this, any of my friends and family. I'm sure they'll all want to hear the story, but I posted what had happened, and I was really shocked at the outpouring of condolences when I posted it on Facebook, actually, because I don't even like using Facebook. It just seems like so pretentious now, and never know who even sees things, but so many people love Juno. He affected so many lives, and he was the dog that people liked, even if you don't like dogs, So I'm really trying to turn this into something positive. And the reason I mentioned the thing with my business first is because with that, I feel like I can be the phoenix. I can go, all right, I can start over. I can do something better and something greater. That's a type of, chaotic moment in your life where you can overcome it and do something better. But when someone dies, you can't really turn that into anything positive. Sure, they had a great life and whatnot, but it's not like you can rise from those ashes. You always carry that around, that burden, and that's one of the toughest things about life. It's what keeps some people from making relationships at all, from wanting to be with people. I know, because I have a hard time wanting to really make friends. I make a lot of friends through, YouTube and whatnot, of course, online friends, but I don't really pursue any further contact as far as, I've had several people who live local near me who want to meet up, and I'm like, no offense to you, I just don't want to really spread myself too thin. I barely can see the friends I have. I'm a busy person, and I've got a lot going on, but more than that, I'm kind of an introvert, and I don't know. It's, I don't remember where I was going with that. I was talking about the dog, and then I went to friends. Anyway, doesn't really matter. This is just kind of my ramble, my unloading of bullshit. None of that includes, to compound it all is the fact that my other YouTube channel shut down. It makes it really hard. I use YouTube for everything. So now I don't have my playlists. YouTube doesn't even know me anymore, and so I have to kind of start over there. But my channel with 4,000 videos is gone. 15,000 subscribers. Not that that really matters. It's just that I don't want the people. I don't want to lose contact with all the people. I earned the subscribers I have, not through ads or promoting my channel through places. It was just people who organically found my channel, and wanted to stick around through my bullshit and ramblings. And hats off to you. I guess if I'm gonna do a hats off, I gotta do a hats off, right? My hair is long. A lot of you have been with me since I started this channel, or at least soon out thereafter, or even within the last couple of years. I had short hair for so long. This isn't the first time I had long hair. I grew it down to my ass almost when I was 15, 16, 17, 18. I think I cut it when I was 20 or 21. We were just finally screw it, start over. Got to be a part of the society. It wasn't really for that. It was just, I didn't want to maintain it and deal with it. I figured I'll see what it's like to be a short hair again. But now I'm just going to grow it back, It defines more of who I feel like I am. And Freak Flag is definitely on the list, on my bucket list, so here it is, right? I'm middle-aged, as they say, but I guess that would be like quarter-aged if you consider the advances in technology right now. I'm 42, so there's no reason people couldn't live to be 160 in my lifetime, right? Not that I don't really want to, you know. That's one of those things about life and death and losing people. And back to, you know, what I was saying about how people are resistant. You know, the more people that we connect with, see, I knew it, that's why I was talking about the friends I meet on YouTube that I don't meet up with personally. I knew I'd remember it. It was because I was thinking about how I don't want to make too many friends because it's hard to lose people. It's hard to have friends who you may lose physically. They may die or something, you know, get in an accident. But also there's the burden of having friends that steal from you or lie to you, or cheat. You know, I'm a big, you know, if people lie to me, if I find out that, you know, I have friends are lying to me, I'll just totally disown them. I mean, I guess I don't know if my close friends, you know, if I found out they were lying, of course I wouldn't disown them. But as far as meeting new people, if I find out somebody's a liar or a cheat, I don't want to be part of their life, and I don't want them to be part of my life. And it was interesting because I was looking today at a thing. It was is honesty dead? Is what I was Googling. In a way, I was trying something like that, and I was like, you know, because people celebrate dishonesty in today's world, and it's not literally celebrating dishonesty. It's celebrating business, doing good business, you know, getting the good deal. But the people who play honest and play by the rules, they're considered losers in the game. And that's in the game, but that's that game. But it was saying how much schools promote cheating and how teachers look the other way. And it's... I didn't realize how pervasive that was. Like, so many teachers would, like, you know that their students were actually, you know, forging their papers and whatnot, and just not saying anything, turn a blind eye. And but we promoted a cheating culture and whatnot. I've had this thing ever since I can remember, since I was a kid, not to cheat at games, ever. And probably my dad taught me that one. He was big on games. And I don't cheat, and I won't cheat no matter what. It's just one of those things, you know. I would, you know, of course I would lie or cheat or bullshit to save my life or whatnot. That's totally different. But I don't lie to individual people, and I don't like thieves. I don't like cheats. So that was a kind of a tangent on the side, but of why I don't make friends, because I'm kind of sketched out by people. You know, I have been ripped off, you know, more than one time by the same person, and had stuff stolen from me before. But more than that, been, you know, wronged and had my areas and home violated by people when I wasn't there, and, you know, weird stuff when I was younger. But I learned my lesson, and so I'm cautious now. And that also includes, you know, the fear of being too close to too many people, because then you have to deal with all that loss and death. But also, if you don't do it, then you don't have friends, you don't have family. Some people like being alone, but honestly, I couldn't do it. You know, I love having people in my life that I can go hang out with and be friends with, and especially, you know, live with. My wife, you know, she's phenomenal, and my kids, you know, my mom, my family, my brother. I don't see him very often, but he's there, and there's so many people that I really feel like I could count on in my life. Not very many, but a handful, but it's more than some have, and I'm grateful for that. I think we all deserve that. I really do. I usually don't vape in my videos, but I can't. I say fuck it today. I don't give a shit. Can't resist. Kind of stressed out. It used to be one of those excuses when I was younger, like, well, I'm stressed, so I'm going to start smoking again, after I'd quit smoking for a long time. And finally I learned, you know, I can't do that ever again. In next month, sometime next month, I think on the 20th, it will be my 3 years not smoking. So that's pretty damn good, you know, even though I'm vaping, I'm not smoking, so that's cool. Vaping doesn't hurt my lungs like smoking does, and that's awesome. But it's not safe and not recommended, and if you're a minor, don't do it, and all these disclaimers you gotta put in videos now because of all the bullshit, you know, algorithms, and what's going on right now. I'm afraid that I can't even talk about certain things. I'm actually like, I used to just talk about whatever I want, and now I'm thinking, okay, I got to be really cautious, make sure I don't say certain things. I don't want to offend anyone or upset anyone. Not people, not really subscribers, but like the YouTube, you know, the flagging algorithm system that they think, oh well, if they're talking about that or dosage of some specific herb or whatnot, you know, I wanted to talk about that certain herb, but I'm not even going to anymore. At least not here on YouTube. That that herb, and there's so much going on right now, and so much to learn about it, but everybody, you know, is basically being singled out, and anyone who talks about certain subjects on YouTube. And of course, that, you know, I know a lot of people have just given up and said, screw YouTube, I'm never using it. But for me, it's an easy platform to upload my thoughts to. And even this journal, I don't care, whatever, if the channel gets terminated, I got my thoughts out on camera, right? Maybe I'll actually upload this one instead of the 3 I had to erase before it because I didn't want to. Just because it was me rambling, but finally I gave in, and here I am rambling. Talking about bullshit. Talking about my own problems, but that's what we do. You're my therapist, right? The camera is my therapist. Shit, I guess if you can see yourself on the screen, then you're your own therapist, right? Talk to yourself. Yeah, life is weird. Living in this world is weird. Living with technology and with social media, it's a completely different world than I grew up with, and now everything is just, it's like relearning, you know, how to interact with people. It makes it really hard, and maybe that's part of the reason why I don't, you know, go out and do things really much or meet people and hang out. And the only time I do is when I go to events like this month, when I go to Soak. It's like something I look forward to all year. And the minute I come home, I'm looking forward to the next year. You know, so and this year and last year, I think the theme was science. The year before was last year was superstition. The year before was science. So this year they're doing parallel multiverse. So you could take that for whatever it is, but the theme is just an idea, you know, something that you can make your camp art like or whatnot, kind of fall in line with the theme. But it's a place where not just that I can go and hang out and let loose and dance and party away for 4 days, but a place where I can wander off at dawn and walk up to some random camp and just, hey, introduce myself and sit down and have a conversation with somebody I've never met. It's like I get my year of conversations in then and meeting people, and it's really a, you know, I don't know the right description. I was going to say it's an eye-opening experience or a sobering experience, but it's neither one of those. It's just it's a divine experience. It's an epic experience. It's a human experience, you know. And I think that's what I need right now. But it's good timing, because with what's, you know, all the different things that have happened to me, I'm still finding that silver lining. I'm still looking for that golden nugget of wisdom in all of this mess that I can take away. The fact is, I'm still alive. I'm still functioning. I'm still able to stand. My sciatica isn't flaring up. I'm not dead yet, you know. And yeah, no point in complaining. It's like people say, you know, like you know, no complaints wouldn't do any good if I had them. I guess I'm gonna go now. I'll talk to y'all soon. Probably make another video. I might start making shorter videos, and I'm working on a podcast idea right now, so hopefully that'll be coming soon, and that'll give me more of a time to just sit there with my microphone and just bullshit and do it my way. Say fuck the system, censorship, you know. Yeah. So namaste, motherfuckers. Talk to y'all later.